Middleweight bout, Sedriques Dumas coming in at minus 205 against Abu Azaitar, sitting at plus 170. Over under 1.5 rounds, minus 175 for the over, plus 145 for the under. 8-1 in his career for Dumas, coming off a win, and 4-1 in his last five for Abu Azaitar, but he's been off for a while. You see the age there, 37 years of age for him, and 28 for Sedriques Dumas, and you see the height and reach advantage for Dumas. Coming into this one, Abu Azaitar has not fought since 2021. That was in March. He took a loss to Marc-Andre Barriault, got finished in the third round. We all know the cardio of Barriault is pretty dang good, so a finish in the third round doesn't look too bad. And early on in the fight, he looked pretty decent. Dumas got the fraud check in his UFC debut against Josh Fremd, got guillotined in the second round. Bounces back with a win against Cody Brundage in kind of a snoozer. Like, that was supposed to be somewhat of an exciting fight. Like, Dumas has this exciting style on the feet, kickboxer, and going to throw a lot of like weird stuff at you. And then Cody Brundage basically laid on his back for most of the fight, and Dumas got the win by decision. So coming into this one, I'm not too sure like what to think about Dumas because he got exposed on the ground against Fremd, and then he got a kind of a gifted win against Cody Brundage. So I don't know. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's hard to get a read on like how good Sedriques is or how good he's going to be against Josh Fremd. Like, loses by sub second round, after the first 30 seconds, didn't really look that good in that fight. And then Josh Fremd has gone on to not look like the best either at the UFC level. So that's not the best loss in the world. Cody Brundage isn't the best win in the world. I mean, Cody Brundage jumped guillotine. Sedriques was able to reverse position, get on top, and basically just hold that position for the whole entire fight. I mean, he only landed 17 significant strikes in a 3-round bout to Cody Brundage's 3. So we haven't really seen what happens, if fights get extended and it's on the feet and you're actually fighting with guys. Abu Azaitar, on the feet, like early in fights against Marc-Andre Barriault, even, he landed some good shots. I mean, even over the course of that fight, 3 rounds, ended in the third at the last second, but he landed over 100 significant strikes against Marc-Andre Barriault, who maybe doesn't have the best striking defense, but still, I mean, it's a good opponent that you landed all those shots against. If he keeps it on the feet, which I expect him to against Sedriques Dumas, he's going to be a little shorter. It's going to be tougher for him to close that distance. But if he does land, like, he has some pop in his shots. He's heavy-handed. He's a thick dude. So it makes it really interesting. Sedriques Dumas, this fight sets up for him to win, in my opinion. Azaitar has been off for, outside of Marc-Andre Barriault. That was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And then before that, he hadn't fought in 3 years before that. So it's like, this dude's not very active. If he can't win in the first round, I would think Sedriques Dumas goes on and, wins the decision or some kind of finish later in the fight. But Dumas there's so many unknowns with him still. I wish we knew more about him to this point, but there's just been nothing in his fights that really show you how good of a fighter he is, how good he could be, and, what he's going to really look like against UFC level competition. So I think Dumas gets it done just for the fact that Azaitar, he's older, not very active at all, could fade in this fight after the first round, and not really confident to bet either way, though.
Yeah, I mean, I going to take Dumas for the pick, but at minus 200, I'm like, I don't think I could take that, that's pretty chalky. Like, the last fight, I think he was a dog against Cody Brundage, and I was like, all right, take a dog shot on him because he's got some potential, but, a 2-1 favorite here against a guy in Azaitar he is 37 and shorter, not as long, but, it's just a Gracie fight. It's like, do you really want to take that or throw your money on that? We got 13 fights. It's probably not one I'll get too invested in. So, yeah, Dumas will be the pick for me, but a sketchy one at that.